What's up, Tamiya addicts? Today's video is going to be all about the cars in my collection and why I bought them. So first of all, we bought a Tamiya Hornet. I'd been out of the hobby for a while. I wanted an RC car. I didn't want to spend too much money on it, so I went out and got a Hornet. As you can see, it has been upgraded throughout the time of my ownership of it, and it currently looks like this Blockhead Motors livery with a fair bit of bling on it as well. Performance wise, it still just drives like a normal Hornet. Anyway, I bought that and I thought, you know what, I really want something I can upgrade more and more and more. So if we put that back on the shelf where it comes from, the next car we got is up here, and it is, bear with me, a Subaru TT02 Impreza. So I thought the TT02 chassis was better for sort of upgrading and buying parts and stuff like that. So this one has been modified a fair bit. It also was my entry into the Poor Boys RC Speedrun Challenge when they did the TT02 chassis. So yeah, it was set up for rally and it had to go at a speed run. Didn't do very well in that. Was near the bottom of that challenge. But yeah, that was my TT02. So after having a TT02 for quite a while, we decided to get one of these, a monster Beetle. So let's take this off. Yeah, I wanted something a little bit different from what I had, so it was time to go down the Monster Truck Avenue. And my friend had one of these when I was a kid, and we all really loved it. And yeah, this was my time to get one. So went to America, came back with some money that I didn't spend. So I thought it was the time to buy a new RC car, and this is what I got. I do have a second body shelf for this. So if we just come over here to the shelf of body shelves, pan it up, we can move along, and we got this one here, which is the Herbie body shell for that, and that sits next to the Hornet's original body as well. So yeah, that was the next car on the list. So what happened after that? Well, I think the Poor Boys RC Challenge happened, and we damaged the underside of the car. So if you go back to the TT02, you can see under there we smashed into a bin, and we had to get some replacement front lower arms. So we went off to the local model shop to get that, and we didn't get the arms, but we ended up leaving with this, the BBX. So the BBX had just come out at that time, and I always said if I saw one on the shelf, could I walk out and leave it there? So I was fortunate enough to see this on the shelf, and the girlfriend who was in the shop, and she convinced me to buy it. She said, oh, go on, if you want it, buy it, spend the money on it. So we did, or I did, should I say, and we got a super stock BZ motor in the back of that. I've not got any lipos, I've not got brushless with anything, but yeah, and you can see it's box art as well. So really smooth to drive one of them, really like that. It's completely different, very challenging build as well. So from there, I decided that I wanted to do more with the Poor Boys RC Speedrun Challenge. Obviously, he wasn't running the competition, Phil over on that channel, but I wanted to carry it on. So we ended up getting this, a Rikiri TT02. So we carried on doing the challenge just for our own personal project, and we ended up buying this. So this has got lots and lots of upgrades in it, and as you can see, it's got foam tires on it, all the stuff in there. We've gone on upgraded. We upgraded little by little to see what effects, if any, on speed all these little upgrades would do. So there's videos on all these cars on my channel if you want to go rooting them out and stuff, so they're all there to watch. So we bought that. I think though, I might have got the timeline wrong, because I believe I ended up getting a lunchbox. So let's just put the TT02 back on the shelf up here on the shelf of TT02s. We'll come to this one very soon. But yeah, this one was in there in the mix at some point, I believe, around that time. So I convinced myself that I should get a lunchbox because I'd seen lots of them on YouTube and stuff, and I thought they always look fun. Everyone seems to have loads of enjoyment with that. And I wasn't particularly interested in the lunchbox, but I talked myself into it, saying that other people could use it. I could, you know, run my cars that I preferred, like my Monster Beetle, and if someone wanted to have a go, they could use this, and I wouldn't mind if it sort of got beat up and broken and stuff, yeah. So far, I don't think anyone's used it other than me. It was a really enjoyable car. It still is, obviously, but yeah, it's one of my favourites in my collection now as well. Now, if we go back up to the bodies, because part of the fun of owning one of these is you can do your own bodies. So I did an 18-1, gotta have that. And then, for some reason, I decided to try and do a Stars and Stripes van as well. So that's on there. And also, always loved the Midnight Pumpkin. So it's got a Midnight Pumpkin shell as well that we can switch it over to. Rather than going out and buying a Midnight Pumpkin, which is basically the same chassis, we just switched the bodies over and have the best of both worlds. So yeah, that's sat there as well. So I think it was around winter time, we'd got that TT02 for the speed car, and winter you don't do speed runs, and I wanted a winter project, so ended up getting this, which is a CC02, yeah, the Land Rover Defender. Now this one is my sort of, how can I put it, it's not a crawler as such, it's a trail car, but I kind of try and treat it like a crawler, you know, slow, going through woods and stuff, climbing over some rocks, nothing too steep. It's basically got all this stock motor in there and stuff, so I haven't changed the motor to a more crawler motor. But what this one is great for is obviously the realism. So this was probably one of the bodies that I'm most chuffed with doing. There is slight imperfections with the paintwork, but yeah, it was a challenging paint with the metallic orange and black and stuff. I think I pulled it off quite well, you know, and we've got number plates on there. We've got a ladder, which a lot of people say the ladder's on the wrong side because the door hinges are there and it wouldn't work in real life. I get that, but the ladder just suited better on this side, and it's got its light kit as well, so all the lights come on as well. And yeah, it's a really nice one. It's quite heavy as well. We've got some obviously aftermarket parts on the bottom there, and the wheels are metal rather than the plastic ones. So that was for the winter project. And then we went and did our speed runs with our TT02. But what was happening, because we had these two TT02s that we upgraded and stuff, and we were starting to get lots of parts, we ended up having a spare TT02, or a lot of leftovers. So we went out and bought some additional parts and a body for it, and we ended up with this, our Cosworth, Escort Cosworth TT02, which is all stock in there, so there's no upgrades at all on that. I really like the look of the Escort Cosworth, and yeah, my sticker work on this is a little bit ropey. You might see it on the front there, kind of out of alignment on this side, and the stickers themselves are starting to peel off a little bit. So yeah, it's got a little driver cockpit in there as well, but it's a nice looking car, isn't it? I think so. So that is all the leftover parts from these two builds. Created another car. So then where did we go from there? So then we had my birthday. So I was fortunate enough, this is a car that I kept on dreaming over. And yeah, the Sand Scorcher, I was lucky enough for my girlfriend to actually go and buy me one of these for my birthday. And obviously the box art being a bit dusty, I need to clean these. Did box art, very, very challenging to do the painting on that. There are some imperfections on it, but overall it sort of passes, in my opinion, the test. And as you can see, it's very clean because I haven't actually took it out. It's sort of turned into a shelf queen for a while, but it is going to go out this year, this summer, once I get the battery fixed for it, because I was going to take it out the other day and the wire has come out of the battery socket. So if you can write in the comments how to fix that, or do I just go and buy a new battery? It costs about 19-20 quid in the local shop. So yeah, love this, real different to anything I've got, and we will get it out at some point and give it a blast. Then we have, sorry, let's sort that wire out. Beep. Then we had last year's speedrun car, so Poor Boys RC. You can see Phil's logo on the roof there. We got an MF01X, that was the car of choice for his competition. And we got the Beetle version because it was the cheapest one. And we did a bit of a custom paint job on it rather than box art. And we ran that, and again, in the competition, I came right near the bottom, but we had fun. And it's now retired from its speed run, so it's now got its rally setup, basically. Rally wheels are back on it. We've got a HBI Firebolt motor in there to give it a little bit of oomph. And we've put its bumpers on it and mirrors and stuff, which weren't on when we did the speed runs, because obviously you can probably see some scrapes, because this thing took quite a few tumbles in the speed run challenge. I could never get it to go in a straight line. It was always crashing all over the place. So we bought that, and then I really wanted a mini Monte Carlo. I know Tamiya have now brought the Mini back out. They got the license back to do that, so maybe we'll get the proper Monte Carlo Mini. But this is one that is, for me, it's a bit of a pain. The body shell is, in my opinion, it's not right. It doesn't look right. I did my best with it, but it doesn't quite fit. This is an M05 chassis, I think, that I bought for this. And the body, my initial body I bought from a well-known leading online retailer who specialises in RC cars. This was in the body shell section of the M05, which is their Mini, and it it just didn't look the part at all, that one. So I ended up going onto eBay and finding this one, which was a good match. I hate these, look at these, terrible things, aren't they? I need to sort that out. And we got this body and the sticker set we bought off eBay as well, which the sticker set is beginning to peel. You see on the back there, look at that. It's beginning to unpeel off the car itself, so I am not too chuffed with that. I did see one of these, proper one, in a retro toy shop down the road for 300 quid. And I was like tempted, that was tempting. But I'm waiting to see what Tamiya do, what they release, now that they got the Mini license back and stuff. Or do I just forget about it and just keep this one? But yeah, that's that one. I have problems with the steering with that. It keeps on having a steer to the left, and then it doesn't reset back to center. It just stays left. I have to hit the stick over again. So it's really different. It's the only front wheel drive car I have in the collection. So very, very different to drive. Quite fun, actually. Then the last car we bought, the most recent, is this one. And yeah, a TT02B, which I'd wanted one for ages. And I'd been watching the Ayrton Senna program on Netflix recently and was inspired to do the McLaren colours of the Ayrton Senna car, the Ayrton Senna days. So that's why it's red and white, and it's not box art, and it's slightly different. I don't think, if I remember rightly, it's all one colour on box art. Blue there, you know, blue there, and a white roof with the stickers for the roof. These aren't stickers. This is sprayed white, the roof, and then I've cut out the window stickers and stuck them on. I'm just noticing now that this is a little bit out of line there. Never noticed that before. But yeah, this performs really well. There's a super stock motor in there. A Reedy motor a radon reedy motor. I think it's 12 or 13 turns. It goes like the clappers, and this is really, really fun to drive. I'm so glad I got one of these. If you don't have one of these, go out and get one. But yeah, this is my only sort of four-wheel drive off-road buggy car in the collection. There are videos on all these cars, so running videos, build videos, all on my channel. What will I get next? I don't know. I'm not sure I'm in the market to get anything else now. I've got quite a lot, too many, my girlfriend would say. But I've always tried to go for something a little bit different in the collection. There is, not Tamiya, but I could not resist getting one of these, a low C Micro B. They are, as I speak, quite hard to get hold of, I believe, now. Again, one of the retailers that I always use always says more stock expected and all that sort of stuff. But these, I know they're not Tamiya, but these are really fun, and you can get all these little upgrade parts for it. I'm not sure my eyesight could handle sorting out all the little screws on it and stuff, but yeah, I saw that, couldn't resist it, had to have it, and that's that. Anyway, hope you've liked a little tour through my collection of cars. Drop me a comment if you've got any comments to say about it, and let me know, you know, if there's any advice, anything you would buy, anything you'd change. Do get in touch, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.